I will honestly say, and this is the truest thing I could ever say, uh, end of 2023, going into 2024, I had one of the the only one that I've had, and I pray the only one, like mental breakdowns I've ever had in my life. It was after um, injuring myself. I fell in my apartment, and this is when my um, you know contracts didn't get renewed. I didn't have managers. Like, I just felt like I was just floating, and all this stuff was like had compiled all at one time, and I was dealing with like the realest level of insomnia. Like, when people talk about insomnia, it's like, oh, it was insomnia last night. No, insomnia is no fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like, that real, like, I was up for 3 days straight.
Ooh.
When I tell
Yeah.
you my brain didn't know left from its right,
Mm-hmm.
I just started noticing like I was having suicidal thoughts, because I was like, I just want this to end. I can't take this more. And then I had to recognize, but luckily, like, I do like attribute it to my spiritual background. I felt like even in those moments, God had to remind me that was like, this is only temporary. And I just had to remember, like, okay, whew, this ain't, Lord have, then you better stop it quick, please, because I can't take this more. Like, I was losing it for real. And the only thing that really grounded me, honestly, was one, God, prayer, all of that. Two was my support system, my family, my friends. Like, they came through in a way I would have never expected. Like, when you say friendship, like, they get the gold medals. And then three was remembering why I do what I do. Those were the three things that kept me being like, I can't let this get the best of me, because I have to get back to talking about the community. I have to get back to making content. I have to get back to acting. Like, I have to get back to it. Like, I cannot break. Like, that was my only thing. And I was teetering real hard. And I was just like, I cannot break. I cannot break. I cannot break. I cannot break. And that was what finally, like, got me through. And I was dealing with anxiety at a whole other level. I didn't even know, like, that's what anxiety, like true anxiety, meant. It's like, you're scrolling on social media and everybody's talking about neurospicy brains and like anxiety and depression and da 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 da. But they're just like, have been coined as like these loose words that you just throw around for a feeling, but people really don't know what that really feels like. So when you actually go through it and really feel it, you like, oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't know what anxiety was until like my late to early 30s or late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that anxiety is something I had been dealing with for all my life.
No.
I just thought that I was not right.
Yeah. I just thought like I was just like an overthinker.
Welcome to the chaos.
I just found it so overwhelming with the train systems. Like, being from New Orleans, it was just too much.
I can see that.
I'll never forget.
Because I love New Orleans too.
You know how we talk in the South? Like,
Yeah.
we say darling, sweetheart, all that stuff. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
But I went to New York.
Yeah, no, it's not
This was
happening.
I want to say...
someone's gonna think you being sarcastic.
Yeah, no, this
and
is
then
early
they're
2000.
They're gonna be like, throw hands, bro.
Yeah, this was like... This
You
was
better
like
throw your
early...
hands up. You quick?
Yeah. This was like 2001, 2002, I think, when I went up to this officer, woman officer.
Yeah.
And I was like, excuse me, darling.
Oh, yikes.
I was like, how do I get to... And she's like, what'd you
What
say?
the fuck you say?
I said, how do I get to this place? She's like, no, before that.
Yeah.
I said, excuse me, darling. She's like, don't you talk to me like that. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm from the South. She's like, well, you're going to learn real quick. Don't.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
that was my first New York one of my first New York experiences as an adult.
Yeah.
So like, I was
that could
always
be pretty
scared.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
So like, it's funny that you're like the subway system is overwhelming, and like I can get that, but growing up there and like I had to take the subway to school every day. So when I went to high school, I would take three trains to get to where I was going. Like for us, you don't need a car. Like the subway is the best possible thing.
Yeah.
So like I'm just so used to it, and like even now, like on your phone and stuff, you gotta go somewhere, it'll tell you. So like it's so easy for me to get around. But when I went to Japan, which is like, oh, the Japan subway system is very similar to New York. I'm like, oh, cool. I got there. I'm like, well, I can't speak the language, so I'm kind of. But like it was very similar, but like I love the subway system.
Yeah.
How do you navigate? Do you go take? Because I never go on the subways when I'm there.
No, I have a thing. I don't know if it's technically claustrophobia, but just like the idea of going underground just terrifies the hell out of me.
People are like on top.
Yeah, and then people are like this close. It's just the air ain't circulating the way it should be. I can't.
And we butt level, so
yeah,
you know.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's way more like congested feeling than I feel like maybe most people experience it as. So I can't do it. So now when I've gone to New York, I've always just taken Ubers or I've just like mobbed. Like literally like the last time I was out there, we were staying in Manhattan. I can't remember exactly like cross streets or anything like that. And me and my friend who was with me, we just literally mobbed around everywhere. We took an Uber to the chess forum, which is right next to Washington Square Park because we love playing chess. So we was just in there playing chess for whatever. Then we went to Washington Square Park and then was like chilling there. And then was like, yo, let's go to Soho. And we was like, oh, Soho's only like a 15-20 minute walk. Bet. So we just went there and then we went other place. Like we just literally mobbed, like came across a dope ass like donut shop. Then went to this like museum where it was like all this hip hop photography. So we just like paid $20 to go look at like, and that was the thing. And we spent the entire day like on foot. Like
that's my favorite thing
mobbing.
about it.
That's what I love about New York.
That's the
and
best
LA
part.
tries to be that, but it ain't that.
Nah.
Right.
The best part about New York is like, yo, I grew up there, right?
Yeah.
And like I still haven't seen everything. And like you said,
Yeah.
like you can go to one part of New York and spend a week there just walking around and
Literally.
you still won't get every restaurant. You still
No.
won't see everything about it. Like
No.
it's so great because like it's always evolving. Like there's so many amazing restaurants and shit like that people, I'm like, you ever been here? Like I never even heard of that spot.
Yeah.
I'm like, I said underground, you need to try this though.
Yeah, and
Like-
that's the thing. It's like everything be so underground. It's like you're walking past all these different places and have no idea. Like if you just open the door, it's some dope, lavish shit that you've like never seen before. That was like a restaurant we went to. My publicist at the time, she's from New York, and she told us to pull up to a restaurant when we were visiting. And like on the outside, it was like super unassuming, like very speakeasy style. Like
There's a lot of those.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so then we opened the door. It was like 2 stories in there, and it was like beautiful lighting. It was like dark and intimate, but it was a vibe.
Yeah.
It was a vibe, and I was like, I never would have guessed it if I would have just like kept going down the street.
Yeah,
It was really
There's
wild.
always like two things that I would tell people that they wouldn't know about. So like, there's the best Chinese food ever called Wo Hop.
Oh, okay.
And Wo Hop is like a New York City nightlife staple, but you would never know it's there. You have to go downstairs. They only take cash, and it's only 7 tables.
Stop.
That's it. And like, yo, the line is crazy. And then there was this place called Don't Tell No One.
Oh.
So you would have to, and but like it was cool because it was like an adventure. So like
Yeah.
you'd have to call.
Yeah.
They would tell you a password. You'd have to go to this hot dog stand. The hot dog, you'd have to order a hot dog, say the password. Then they would give you your reservation with another password. Then you'd have to go to the spot, and then they would literally, it should be like this little spot that looks like a bar.
Yeah.
You go, you order the drink from the bartender, that's the password. They pull the lever, the bookcase swings open, and it's this dope party.
Dope.
So like, but like that's the allure that doesn't exist other places.
No,
like
it
I've
doesn't.
never seen something like it was just the whole cool thing of the feel of the adventure. and shit. Like it was super dope.
Because honestly, it's like if you think about like New York, like way back in the day, whether it was like the 30s or the 40s or even the 50s, like where it was a lot of like mobster gangster shit, like that's probably how they operated back then. It's just like go here, get the password, go there, boom,
Kind of like
boom,
prohibition
boom, boom.
and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was
what
all
I'm
about
saying.
Boardwalk Empire type shit.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, so to hear that is just like, oh, I love that there's like a certain I don't know if you want to call it culture, like mob style culture. That's
No,
but you know what I'm saying?
So that's that like, and I grew up like that's definitely a culture.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
That is a culture that still exists.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
it's still
It's
a
still
thing.
very much so there.
But like that's the thing though. It's like
Yeah.
wherever you are in New York, there's different culture everywhere.
That's the thing
And
that
like
makes it so
and
good.
and it's such a like a melting pot of
Yeah.
people and food and
Yeah.
art. Like
Yeah.
I love don't get me wrong, I love LA.
Yeah,
I love it
me
out
too,
here.
me too.
I can never fully live back in New York. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking for a place there just to be. I love going to my
Close
mom's
to-
house, but in my mom's house for too many days.
Fair.
A little much.
Yes.
Love my mom to death though.
Yes.
But you know, you need your space.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if I could ever move back there, but I love getting to go spend time there and visit and see the things that
Yeah.
pop up or the places. Like,
Yeah.
you ever been to the Box?
No. Is it
Box is
fire?
like my favorite club in the world, but
Nice.
it's the most like same thing. You walk in and it looks like it's a theater, but it is the most outlandish, wildish club. It is very
Wow.
sex friendly.
Hey, what?
fair.
Encourage it. Like
Fair.
like yo, the bathrooms have certain stalls where like there's.
Box.
I may have used them before.
Ah,
Like
hilarious.
there's like
Yeah.
points to put your feet and thing on top, and
What?
like they do like these
Hilarious.
like as the night goes on. It's not like all sex shows, but it's like all these very wild things that are going on as the night goes on.
Yeah.
It gets raunchier,
Wilder.
and
Holy shit.
wilder.
Wilder.
And like people I've taken that like you got to be a certain person to like it, but I'll take
Yeah.
them there and not tell them what they're going to. And be like, yo, what the? I have people like, I'm leaving. I was
Yeah.
like, I wanna
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. At a certain point, it should be like, okay, something wet just hit me on my face. I
Right.
have to go. I have to go. I don't know what's happening. I gotta go. I gotta get the fuck out of here. It's not happening. Not tonight. Not tonight. It was
Especially
cool while it
being
lasted.
waist level. We're like,
Right. Exactly. What I'm saying.
something just
It's like,
swang by
do
me.
you know the fucking disrespect we would feel on accident? Like just
just a dick on the shoulder.
literally. Why is there a dick on my shoulder?
Yeah.
Get it away from me. I didn't ask for this. Please. Oh my God, no. I would freak out.
Right?
It's too much bare ass
something
in
to
my
experience
face.
just once, you know?
I fell in love with New York. I did the play last year, All of Me, and I was there for like 3 months.
Nice.
And while I was there, I'm using this chair
Yeah.
to mob around town.
Yeah.
So imagine all day.
Yeah.
I wore myself out so
Yeah.
many times.
I believe
And then
it.
I'd be on stage for a week and I'd be exhausted.
Ooh.
But
I
like my
believe it.
character in the play used the will. So like
nice.
on the break, I'd get to use the will and then really enjoy the city.
Yeah.
But like when I was off, I never used it.
Oh, damn.
So like I'd be in this chair.
you
But,
should
like,
ask for to use it even on your days off.
I need some type of
Yeah. Wes has
device. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wes has both. Wes has one of these and he uses the
manual.
manual. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like at any given time, Wes is like the same in the sense of like just riding around. Like he goes everywhere by himself. Like
Yeah.
everywhere by himself. So his thing is just like, shit, I get tired. So he's like, let me get an electric one too.
It's true, and it's like, you know, a lot of manual chair users might be listening, and it's okay to not have to push all the time, especially when
Yeah.
you go to a big city.
yeah.
Like having something motorized is gonna help you enjoy the city even more, and it's
Absolutely.
gonna help your energy.
yeah.
And like that's something I really learned there.
yeah.
I was trying to be like, oh, I can do this, you know, I can
Yeah.
roll around, and it's like this your ego
Yeah.
gets in the way, and I quickly realized I'm like, no, it's okay to like
Yeah.
have some type of motorized help.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Do you have any tips when like for maybe somebody listening when you go to a city or like how you
Mm-hmm.
navigate? Like, because I know there are parts of New York that aren't accessible,
right.
which that sucks. Like a lot of those downstairs places, like
Yeah.
I just avoid those sometimes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because it's hard to get into that.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is like, there's only so much you can do pre going anywhere that you want. Like, you could find the business, call ahead of time. Like, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I take the chance and just kind of pull up, see what's happening. And a lot of times people believe that their spaces are accessible and they're actually not.
Right.
And it's not always to their own fault or detriment, but like they don't fucking know, right? Because nobody's like really fully educated on it. So I would just always say is like, especially if you're going to a new city, you don't know how do people get down over there, because New York people are very different from LA people, who are very different from Atlanta people. So you got
Love
to
Atlanta.
I
Love it.
we
love
love
going to-
Atlanta.
love going to Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta's a good time. But you can't go into it with like this shield of defense on you like immediately. Like this I heard somebody say this earlier about like a discord that's going on social media right now, is like this generation being committed to being offended. And you can't go into new spaces already ready to be offended, and then like staying 10 toes down and being offended.
Right.
Like you've got to learn how to navigate, because nobody wants to help anybody, disabled or not, who's got a stank attitude, who's gonna come at you foul, who's getting cussed out. And it's just like, damn, bro, like I didn't know that the step was too high. Like I thought I've seen other people do it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say, do as much research as you can, but then also, like, if you stumble across something and it's not, like, it does suck and it does annoy you, because it's happened to me plenty of times before. But especially if you're in a new city, then sometimes you just gotta, like, unfortunately take it on the chin and go. Or be able, which I've done too, is talk to, like, try and find like a manager or whoever it is, and be like, hey, just so you know, like, your space isn't accessible, and because of that, you've now missed out on not just me as a customer, but the 3 people that came with me.
Yeah.
So like, you need to learn, like, what would make it more accessible is you put like a small little ramp right here. That would change everything. Now anybody, regardless disabled or not, is gonna be able to enter inside your space and be able to become customers, lovers of your product, or whatever the establishment is that you are going to.
Yeah. I used to be one of those people, like, after my injury, I was later in life, so I didn't know anything about disability.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever I went somewhere, I was instantly offended. Like,
Yeah.
I can't, what do you mean? But I didn't know that the world isn't designed to be
No.
accessible for people in chairs or, like, people with disabilities.
At all.
But when I did learn that, and like you said, like, now I know, okay, I might have to navigate a certain area,
Yeah.
especially if it's a new city and I don't
Yeah.
know it. Or a city that's old,
Yes.
like New York.
Yes.
Those places,
No.
they weren't thinking about wheelchairs back then, you know what I mean?
Not at all.
We didn't
It's
even
like-
leave the house.
Yeah,
Literally.
everything was built in like the 50s and the
Right.
60s. Like,
Exactly.
There was no elevator. There's not a lot of elevators.
There,
and stuff
there,
like
there
that.
also there wasn't permitting back then. There wasn't
No.
like the bigger thought. Yeah, it was just
At all. And then it's like when you learn that the ADA was passed in the 90s.
Right.
And I'm like, I was born in 87. So I'm like, so when I was born, the ADA still didn't exist? Like, that's crazy. And I'm only 38. I'm only 38 years old, and the ADA is still younger than me. Like, we have to really,
Yeah.
and disability is not a new
Right.
thing that just happened. Like, it's not, oh, all of a sudden in the 90s, all these wheelchair people came out of nowhere. Like, no, like, disability has existed since the Bible.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
I mean, there was a law back in the day where if you were disabled, you couldn't even leave the house. Like,
Literally.
You couldn't be in public.
Literally, the ugly laws.
The
like,
ugly laws,
this
yeah.
was literally in law, in place, and the only way that you were either able to, like, exist outside is if you were kind of touted as like a freak show. That was like the only way. Like, oh my God, look at this person. They're blind. They don't know how to see. And then people were, it's weird.
like the greatest showman.
Yeah, no, like, seriously. And then it was like, or they were getting thrown into asylums because people didn't know why, you know, someone might be like autistic or ADHD or have just a different way of thinking, or even other mental illnesses. Like, they didn't know how to navigate it, that they thought something was either like spiritually wrong with them or the devil was in them or whatever the case is. And it's just like, no, I just don't like the texture of broccoli. Like, it's not that deep. But they didn't even know how to advocate for themselves back then. So we're talking about, like, that's the history of disability. And now, coming 2025, it's like, yes, we've made a lot of progress thanks to the work of Judy Heumann and everybody at that time during that protest, but there's still such a longer way to go. And that's the part that makes it challenging, because aside from it actually being like the lack of accessibility, we're having to change the attitudes of people to even understand why it's important to have to begin with.
Yes.
And reframe everybody's mind around what it means to have a disability, live with a disability, and then interact with the community in a way that is, I hate using the word normal, but like in a way that's like comparable to the way everybody else interacts with each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And people, like, you know, you can go online, social media, and people are making fun of disabled people left and right,
Oh my
and
gosh.
making all the jokes, and we've heard them all. But, like,
Yeah.
you don't realize that you can become disabled in a moment's notice.
Literally.
In like a snap of that happened to me.
Literally.
Split second.
Literally.
Or you'll grow into old age and become disabled. Like you will at some point
experience it.
Have some type of disability, right?
Absolutely.
And if people like really understood that and sympathize with that, then I think that would change the perception. But also, and I'm glad we segued into this. Like in media, we haven't been portrayed in bright, positive lights.
Right.
We've always like been portrayed as like depressed or like inspirational. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love a lot of the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Because like seeing you on screen and the characters that you're playing, it's changing like what's out there. But I feel like you said, there's still a ways to go because instead of being a side character, you should be the main character.
Yes, and that's been the biggest challenge when it comes to being in Hollywood and media, just in general. Is just like recognizing that when you're the disabled character on a show, it's just like even being people of color, right? The black girl was always had to be the best friend. She was never usually the main character unless it was, a celebrity or something of that nature, right? But for a long time in history, it's like the diversity of a person always had to be the side character or the supporting role and never the main. Like, luckily, in many ways, when it comes to like different ethnic backgrounds and nationalities, like that is slowly starting to change, but it hasn't changed with disability yet.
Right.
And when it has been the lead character, it's still white men. So it's like, where does the people of color then start coming in with disabilities who have a breadth of understanding of what this world means and our unique experience with it? It's one thing to experience disability. It's another thing to be black and disabled. And then it's another thing to be a black woman with a disability.
Yeah.
So that's why anything that I've ever tried to like do or the roles that I get is very intentional and specific, because if it doesn't feel like it's moving the needle to at least have people see me different, understand me different, and not in a way that negates my disability, but recognizes that, her life isn't as far off from my personal experience.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do with whatever it is that I get the opportunity to do.
Yeah. And I know you've talked about this because I listened to your episode on That One Audition.
Oh,
yes. And it was really great. And
that was a good time.
I loved your story because you had such an unorthodox entrance into the entertainment industry. And if you want to touch on that a little bit, we don't have to go through the whole story, but if you want to,
I was doing YouTube. I had my YouTube channel called Sitting Pretty. I've renamed it to my name now. But at the time it was called Sitting Pretty. It was 2015. Had been doing, YouTube content for a little bit. That's when I had started modeling and all the other things. And then randomly I get a call from my agent who was like, hey, there's this indie film looking for a black girl who's a wheelchair user. Do you want to audition? And I was like, well, why not? Never acted a day before in my life. Never did a class. I just looked at it like, well, if this is going to continue to push my purpose and message of what I've been preaching on YouTube all of these years of showcasing disability in a fun, fly, sexy kind of way, then why not? Like, how cool would it be to be in a movie? And then that audition, I booked the role, ended up being one of the leads in that film called Give Me Liberty. That film premiered at Sundance, which was fucking amazing. Sundance is
so
I did Sundance like 5 years in a row running events. It's so much fun. It is such a great time.
People really don't understand how lit Sundance actually is.
And the crazy, Sundance is like an 8-block radius.
Right.
Like, it's just Main Street.
I've been to the
and then
town,
like
but
crazy
I've never
parties
been to the festival.
I've been to some wild mansion parties there.
That's what I'm saying. The parties are lit,
Yeah.
first and foremost. And surprisingly, the food was actually really good. I was a little concerned because it's Park City, Utah.
Right.
And I'm like,
No,
this ain't New Orleans.
They got some good.
You know what I'm saying?
Like Robert Redford's restaurant.
Yeah.
Bomb.
So good. And when I went, we stumbled upon a Jamaican restaurant. It was full of Jamaicans, so it was authentic as
Nice.
Oh, we ate there every single day. Woke up, went over because it was right around the corner from our hotel, and it was the best. But then we came across like these other little brunch spots. It was lit. So Sundance was a great time. Then we also did a screening at Cannes Film Festival. That was the first time.
Did you get to go to that?
Yes.
Oh wow.
I got to travel overseas. That was incredible. If you have not gone to Cannes, I highly recommend Cannes. But go during Cannes Lions, because I got to go during Cannes, the film festival for Give Me Liberty, and then Cannes Lions for Tommy Hilfiger Adaptive. Cannes Lions, that's tea. Cannes Lions is lit. So I highly recommend that. And then, theater run. I get nominated for a Film Independent Spirit Award off of my first movie, the very first time I ever acted in my life, literally in the same category as J-Lo, Octavia Spencer, Taylor Russell, and the grandma from, I'm losing track of the film. And I'm like, holy, this is crazy. And then I was like, you know what? Now it's time to quit my job. Because I was working the entire time.
I remember you were at a corporate kind of like it was entertainment still, right?
Yeah.
BET, was it?
No, close.
Okay.
So the founder of BET, Bob Johnson, had founded a streaming service called UMC at the time.
Okay.
And his goal, and I was there like at the very inception of it, he was just like, I want to be the first person to launch a streaming service dedicated to Black content. And he was like, what's the name? And we were like, okay, I guess we got to figure something out. So at the time it was called UMC Urban Movie Channel. And then by the time I ended up having to quit my job, that's when they rebranded to All Black. So now the streaming service is called All Black. And they're still doing great. They're phenomenal over there. I miss my coworkers so much, if I can be honest. I love them. But yeah, that was the trajectory. And then when I quit my job, it was literally 1 week before the whole world shut down in COVID. So talk about timing.
Wow.
Panic, anxiety.
Yes.
Had no idea that that's what it was called, but full-blown freak out. So yeah.
See, I deal with a lot of panic anxiety, so I was prepared for the
Okay.
I was ready for
You were at peace.
I was like, I'm like, people are calling me now asking about this. I'm one of the people in demand now.
What do I do, Mikey?
This is cool. Oh, I know what's going on.
Wow. Yes, I love it. Listen.
Actually, during the pandemic, I started an online acting class.
Stop it.
So that whole time period, I was training.
I love
So when we started back up and everything went to self-tapes, I was like, I have been doing this for a year almost. Like, I was ready.
I love that.
And yeah, I mean, actually, that same year, I booked my first big thing was New Amsterdam.
Nice.
Off a self-tape, which was, wild because, I didn't have a lot of big credits. And you just like throw stuff out there. You don't think it's going to happen, right?
No,
we started this podcast during the pandemic.
True.
Yeah, see, a lot of stuff started in the pandemic. That's when I booked Sex Lives. Was during the pandemic.
Wasn't that another crazy story how you got on?
100%.
Yeah.
It was wild. I mean, there's even another layer to how wild that experience was that I'm like, I think I'm gonna wait until I'm big enough to have a memoir and tell that side of the story because, Lord. But yeah, no, that was wild too. So I did the self-tape for Sex Lives, but the crazy thing about that day was I got the notice that they wanted me to audition when I was already pulling up to set for a photo shoot for Bank of America. Who knew Bank of America did photo shoots? Okay. So, but I was like, look, it's COVID. I'm hustling. I need to get some money. So I'm at the photo shoot and they're like, but you need to send in the tape like before midnight. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe the shoot's gonna be done like around 6. I'll make it home in time. Mind you, it's in Santa Monica. And at this time I stayed in North Hollywood. So I'm at the photo shoot, but this photo shoot was more in the style of, what do they call that? Like cattle call?
Cattle call, yeah.
Yeah, cattle call. So you're just sitting in a room all day until they just like, you, come on. So I'm like.
So tons of people in there.
Tons of people are in there. And I'm sitting there for hours like, when are y'all? And I'm looking at the time like, hey, look, I'm going to have to go soon. Like, and it ended up being like, I want to say like 6, 7 o'clock when they finally called me to do some shots. So they finally called me, do some shots. And then I'm looking at the time and it's like getting like 10, 10:30, and I was like, I had to literally tell the producers like, hey, I'm so sorry. This is when disability comes in handy, right?
Yeah, right.
So I was like, I'm so sorry, but I gotta take an Uber van, but they stopped running at 11, so I gotta get out of here now. Mind you, they don't stop until midnight.
Yeah, nobody knows that.
Yeah, but nobody needs to know that. You know what I'm saying?
Which is still wild. That because in New York, anytime.
Anytime.
Like here, they stop. They're like, well, we done. We're not taking y'all.
Which is wild. I don't even like that, because in New York, it could be like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You could be in Harlem and then just call an Uber van. It's going to be there in like 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I got to go. And so.
HR white people voice.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I got to go. And literally, I was in the car from Santa Monica to North Hollywood memorizing the sides, because that was the only time that I was able to really like focus, because it's like, yeah, you're in the cattle call, but you can't really focus because you just don't know when they're gonna call you. So I'm like,
how many pages did you get?
I want to say maybe it was like 2.
Okay,
it wasn't too bad. It was only like 2 pages, and so I'm just like memorizing. But you got to remember, Give Me Liberty was my only role.
Right.
I had only done like 3 acting classes, like 3 or 4 acting classes before I left to go shoot Give Me Liberty.
Okay.
So, and then when COVID hit, I didn't know where to go as far as acting classes was concerned, because that wasn't my world for real. Like, I honestly, if I could be honest, at that time, I just thought Give Me Liberty was a fluke. Like, oh, this was just like a really cool opportunity. Great. Had a great time. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. But so I'm like, okay, I'm memorizing these lines. All I got to do is get these lines. And then I had to hit up my friend and his boyfriend. And I was like, y'all, because they live right across the street from me, thank God. And I was like, I know it's late, but I need y'all to come over and help me with the self-tape. This is a show. They said Mindy Kaling's attached. This is going to be a big deal. Like, I need y'all to come help me self-tape. And they was like, okay, cool. So they pulled up. His boyfriend fell asleep on the couch. So we had to like stop every once in a while because he started moving around on the couch and stuff. And we were like, we need you to shut up. And so did the audition up against my closet, kitchen all up in the background. And that was the first round of the audition. Then I did the callback on Zoom. That's when like Mindy, everybody was there, but all their cameras was off, but you could see their names. So everybody's there. And so I killed it. And then shortly after, I want to say only a few hours later, is when I got the email saying that I booked it. But they said they liked my audition so much that they wanted to take my character from a recur to a regular.
Wow.
But again, I know nothing about this. So I'm like, okay, cool. But that's it. I didn't know that meant something.
Right. You got a full-time job now.
Yeah, like I had no
And things that like
clue.
actors will years to get to that point.
Exactly.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like it's
awesome.
such it was just like one what is it? Divine
That's it.
happening, back to back to back.
Literally that. And that's why like when people always ask, how did you get into acting? What's your story? Lolo, how do I get into acting? I really be like, I don't know what to tell you, because
I just did it. It just happened.
And I really,
Divinity.
Literally, and I literally have learned like over the years, it's just like, you just got to be open. Because if I was so stuck being like, I'm a YouTuber, no, I don't want to act, I only want to do YouTube, I would not have the career that I have now.
Well, you got to be versatile nowadays. We keep telling you this. You got to be versatile nowadays across. He gets so upset. He gets so upset every time I call him out on this.
I'm versatile, but not on social
doing
media.
it.
Like I'm not good at social media. It's not my cup of tea.
But you got to do it.
You know what I mean? Like I do other things, but I don't showcase it.
And look,
see,
you know what I mean?
But you know what? In fairness, I get that, right? How old are you, Danny? Am I allowed to ask?
27.
Beep this part out. I'm turning 43 this.
You better stop
2 months.
playing.
2 months.
For real?
42.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you get.
So we get it.
Yeah.
I get it from the sense of like, there is a certain level of social media where I feel like being a millennial, it really just showcases itself. I'm like,
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do it, but you got to.
I don't know what y'all talking about on here. Since when was that an offensive term? Like, I'm trying to keep up with the world.
Yeah.
I really, like, literally, like, that's why I just, like, stick to the talking points that I know and just stay right there in that pocket.
Great way to not get canceled.
Exactly. Or as best as
you can.
I think that's my biggest thing is, like, finding what my lane is.
Yeah.
Because I love, like, acting, entertainment industries, all that. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, why do I... Because I post that stuff. Whenever I
Yeah.
do something, that's most of the times I post. Is when I
Yeah.
have a project or, like, I did something with dance.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a daily vlogger telling you, what kind of shoes I have on or what kind of coffee I had today. You know what I mean?
But you would really be surprised how many people are actually interested in that.
That's what I'm like.
It still blows my mind.
Yeah,
they want to get to know you as a person, right? Like
Literally.
And then like it helps like with the cat. Like so, I came across Sex Life of College Girl a couple years ago. I watched it. Every time you're on, you steal the scene.
Yeah.
You're great. I want to give you your flowers. You're great. You're hysterical. You told me you were coming on, and I was like, oh. And like you're hysterical, and you do such a great job of just like promoting who you are. Like you said, like you're not a person who like you are you living that life.
Yes,
and you're great. But like I can see a lot of your personality here. Comes out there.
Yes.
So it's like, oops. so it's like there's a lot of like your personality that's amazing that somebody might catch on some social media stuff and be like, yo, I know he acts, and if he can bring that into this role. Yeah. Because like, man, bro, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, if you haven't watched her show, you're a bad friend, and you should. But
did you watch her movie?
I just met her.
Both of them.
I just met her.
Oh, but you watched the show.
I watched it. Well, yeah.
So your logic right now is in logicking.
No, it's logicking.
Either way, I like any views that come to any of my work at any time.
Right? Either way, but like it's so like I was like, is there a third season coming back? Because that was so funny.
You know, I find that like I have a certain amount of energy. You know the spoon theory. You know, I've talked about it before, but like I have a certain amount of energy. Yeah. Where I'm like, where am I gonna put this?
Fair.
And like. Fair. For me, I'm not acting all the time right now. That's the goal. But sometimes I'm like, I'll like think about, okay, I'm going to start doing these posts. Yeah. And I'll start putting my time into it. And I'm like, I just don't want to do this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the fairness. In complete fairness, I get it. Because I have my moments where I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like at a certain point, that's why like I'm transitioning my content from being like so hyper focused on disability to just being about like confidence and living your dreams and like in fashion and all those kinds of things. Because at a certain point, I get exhausted feeling like I'm yelling into the void about treat people with disabilities with respect. Do this, do that. Because the thing that responds on social media is the rage bait. Because when I complain about something that's happened to me as a result of having to be a person with a disability, those views go ape. But then if I do like a makeup video that's just as good as all the other girlies, crickets. And I'm like, okay, y'all got to give me some leeway somewhere. And so it's about really just, I'm even in a space where I'm like trying to find a way to blend both worlds, because that's ultimately all we're asking for. Yeah. So if we're constantly only in the pocket of disability, always like yelling, screaming, ranting about our experiences, but yet we're not providing any solutions, we're not providing any words of real encouragement, or literally telling the people that need to understand disability like, hey, this is the way you go about it, then what the fuck are we doing? Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be about action. So I get that, but to Mikey's point, Sex Lives did scan my Instagram and did use a lot of inspiration of what I was already naturally doing on Instagram as a character of Jocelyn. Yeah. And it was very much so just do that. Like whatever this video, do that. Don't even go too far out of your pocket. Like this is the character that we see, you know? And so it does help, bro.
I've always had this mentality. I have like this old Hollywood movie star mentality, like what Denzel says, like keep it mysterious. Yeah. He's like, I don't do TV. Yeah. I do a movie. Like, I don't want you to know who I am all the time and see me. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying I'm gonna be Denzel Washington, but I'm like, I like that. Like, I want people to like, I want people to crave the next thing. Right. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's very like Kendrick and J. Cole of people still do that. But I do think that given that it's already so hard for people with disabilities to get work to begin with, yes, we have to force ourselves to be as public facing as possible, so that way people can see us on a more consistent basis and think about us more and more. Because the thing is you don't have to share everything about your life. People have no clue. Like, there's so much I still don't share on social media, but what I am willing to share, I just share that over and over and over and over again for people to feel like they do have a sense of closeness to me, which is what I do want people to have. But still understand that we're not best friends in real life.
I mean, people want to be able to relate. Like, you
Yeah.
want to be relatable.
Yes.
People want to be able to feel like they can relate to you and that, like, you have a connection. And then if they have that, then if you go do a show, then like, oh, well, like, I kind of know about this person and I feel like we're connected. I feel like we're the same. I'm going to watch what they're doing. I'm going to follow them to that TV show. Like, how many podcasters have we seen do like a bunch of podcasters I didn't know do stand-up, and now I watch their stand-up.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm just like, oh, all right, cool. I see you this. You're hysterical here, so your stand-up must be funny as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I mean, I know it's something I'm actively trying to like figure out where to step in. I just need to like, I just like over analyze it. Like you talked about over analyzing everything. Like I overanalyze and then I just talk myself out of it.
Yeah.
I have like,
I'm guilty of doing that too.
Right? I have since like May, June this year. There's so much stuff that I did that I still haven't posted about.
Oh.
And like it's just sitting in my phone and I'm like, damn, I gotta go all the way back. And then but I guess it's good to like have stuff to talk about.
I mean, but like, yo, dude, I'm insanely insecure, and like, yo, we have a whole team here, right? Like, I have a social media person, a PR person. Well, you have a PR person too, but we have a whole PR team that's like, all right, cool, you got to put this out, you got to talk about this. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I do it because I have to.
Right.
But like, I won't look at it. I don't want to go look at it when it comes out. When I watch it, I cringe every time, and I'm like, yo, these are my words, these are my poems, this is my experience. But it's so cringy watching it back. I can't. Like, even when I was doing TV and film, I could never watch a movie I was in at any point in time.
Really?
I won't watch it. Even when I watch back the podcast, the every once in a while where I help Sophia out in the back end production, I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean,
I have an
it's
easier
hard.
I have an easier time.
awkward.
Can you watch yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can watch. I like watching. I have no problem with that. Listening to the podcast though, like, because it's just like us talking as us. Like when I'm doing a scene or we're playing a character.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like for me, public speaking it was really hard.
Yeah.
Terrifying to me.
Really.
But like acting was not. Like when I'm on set, I feel the most myself when I'm on set.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Because I feel like I'm around the
like-minded, creative.
We're,
everybody's all on one page.
Yeah,
like,
we're all a little kooky. We're all a little out there.
A little weird. Yeah. It's true.
It's like we're back in the sandbox, if you will, like little kids playing, just imagining stuff.
I actually love that perspective on it, because like my thing is I enjoy being on set. I love being on set. It's like a good time. I think I'm more fascinated because I actually have a background in editing, so I'm more fascinated at the way production works and the way that it looks. That's why, like, when I came in here, I was like, oh my gosh, y'all got the backdrop, y'all got all this stuff going on. That's the stuff that I like pay attention to, and I'm always paying attention to. That was one thing that I really did enjoy, that actually at the beginning gave me a lot of imposter syndrome when I was on that show, because my first scene, and I think that was the only scene in episode 1, it was, when we're in the freshman hall meeting, it's like, I want to say like 15 of us, like some of it is cast, others are extras or whatever, and I'm seeing everybody, like the moment camera's like camera speeding, sound speed, all that, and everybody just like goes from to, and I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down in here, and I'm just like, and I'm so observant, bro. I'm so observant, and I'm looking and I'm paying attention, and I'm like, and again, because I'm so new still at this time of Sex Lives, I'm still so new. I'm like really paying attention to like, oh wait, she messed up. Like I can mess up too, because I was so scared that like if I went in there and I was always the one to be like, can we get another take? Can we do another take? They're not calling me back for another season. So I was like, I'm gonna be so on my lines, so cold and da da da. But then I'm like, wait, she's messing up. He's messing up. Okay, let me just be natural in it, and let me just like absorb what's happening, because like you said, everyone there is for the sake of making sure we just get a really dope, funny episode. So it's like being able to just like find a way to be yourself on set is like the best way to go about it.
But also because you were so overly prepared, it puts a good light, especially on disabled actors. Yeah. Because whenever I'm on set, I'm like, I'm working harder than everyone else, because we have to show them that we can do this. Yeah. You don't have to worry about us like, will they be able to make it through a day? Yeah. Man, I'm the last one to leave. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, do you need anything else? Do you want me to roll off this step and fall into my, like I'll do my own stunts.
Yeah, I
you know
heard
what
that.
I mean?
Can I ask you how much added pressure does that like weigh on you when you're going into
I feel like
filming and stuff like that? Like obviously, like we've spoken about this, and obviously we're talking about this right now. Like, how much does that actually weigh on you, and how much anxiety does that cause you going into it? Because like that adds a whole other layer that other actors don't have to. Because if you go in somewhere and you feel like you're perfect, then if you make a mistake, now it's 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Well, once, like you said, you learn on the set, because I wanted to touch back on, if you haven't seen Give Me Liberty, it was a very low budget, indie, gritty, like almost guerrilla style filming. And then 100%. You went from that to it's all shiny and bright and like
budget.
Right, budget. So like how was I mean you spoke on that a little bit, like, oh, you're like, oh, this is like a different league.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like a different level.
100%, because like doing Give Me Liberty, because it was a small budget, and everybody there was for the sake of just wanting to get it done. Like it was real. Like I've never experienced anything like that, like ever. Even with Bob Trevino, even with it being like a smaller budget film, it was nowhere near as chaotic as Give Me Liberty actually was. Like as chaotic as it feels watching it, it was damn near just as chaotic as it was behind the scenes.
Yeah, the editing in that movie is insane, like all over the place.
It's wild. It is a wild ride. And so, I mean, even like the van that we used in the film was the van that they used to take me to and back and forth to my hotel.
Oh, wow.
Like, and that van broke down, I don't know how many times. Chris, who was the lead actor, Victor, he was driving that van at well over the speed limit. Like he was not supposed to be driving it that fast. But the director, Kirill Mikanovsky, he wanted to see the fear on our faces, the panic, like literally, and he would be like, faster. And Chris is like, bro, there's 50 people on this small ass van right now. Like, the arguments was like out of control, but it was all out of love. So then when you go from that to the bigger budget, there's a certain sense of relax you get to have that you're kind of like, okay, we ain't tripping. It is what it is. It's going to get done, whatever the case is. But now that it's on a bigger set, it feels like more is at risk, because now you got a studio that you're being concerned about. There's time that you're being concerned about. But even like outside of time, it's like at a certain point, you can't control it when it comes to production.
Right.
Like they're just going to move at their space. Mm-hmm. For us as actors, we can do the best that we can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it. So you just got to go into it. There is a certain level of pressure because it's studios, it's big name producers. You know, when you do a table read for Sex Lies, it's the whole like main cast, and then there's like 20-30 writers and producers at the table read with you. Then there's another set of producers that's on Zoom and a camera that's watching all of us during this table read at the same time. So you don't even know how many people are really looking at you at any given time. So it's like you got to show up at every step of the way. I think when it comes to disabled talent, the challenge is our actual accessibility needs. Mm-hmm. That's where the pressure comes, because I'm like, should I ask for this? Even though I know I need it, should I ask for this? Because I don't want to come off like a burden. I don't want to see like I'm the one like asking for too much, like I'm some sort of diva that needs X, Y, and Z. I don't want to be the one who feels like, oh, they're not going to call me back because now I've squeezed out so much more of the budget that they didn't expect, because now I need ramps and I need a certain type of bathroom, or I want a trailer like amongst my castmates. Those are the things that I feel like a lot of disabled actors battle with, is just asking for basic needs, even if it is water, because it's like, all right, I don't already ask for water
or
twice.
a bathroom break. Right.
Or a bathroom break, because our bathrooms aren't just right around the corner. It's usually across the lot, down the way, like all kinds of wild shit. And so you just don't want to be the one that now we got to hold and wait till this motherfucker come back. You know, so you just, for me, that was always like the anxiety.
I learned a valuable lesson in my first SAG project. It was a commercial I did, and they didn't have a bathroom for me. We were shooting in a neighborhood, so I ended up having to pee in an alleyway next to these 2 trash cans and a PA behind me. And like, since it was my first job, SAG job, I was like, I don't want to say anything and like feel like I'm complaining, and so I just, you know, dealt with it. And then when my agents found out, they were livid. And you know, they were like, you have to tell us these things. But now, and I'm sure you do this too, like before you get on set, Katie, we have the same agent.
We have
the same agent. So we have our accessibility rider.
Absolutely.
And before we get on set, all that stuff is dealt with. So when we get there, we can just focus on our job. And I think that's, as anyone who's listening or watching, a new actor, it's okay to ask for these type of things.
100%.
You know, non-disabled or not, like, what do you need when you get on set to like make sure you can do your job properly and not have to worry about that. So it's okay to ask, right?
It is. It's 100% okay to ask. And honestly, if it's problematic, like that's probably a project you shouldn't be a part of.
Right.
Because it's like, the thing is like, we know the scary allure of Hollywood and studio heads and all the horror stories that we've heard from, you know, generations before us of actors and all this other stuff. And granted, that's still a very real thing that we all still have to be mindful of, right? But I'm in the mental space now where I'm like, if it's not accessible to me, I don't even want no parts of it. Like, there is nothing worth risking my comfortability, my safety, like none of that shit. So I'm real quick to be like, no, I'm not doing that. There was something I got offered to do, and it was like a lot of outdoorsy stuff, like activities or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm passing. I don't do that. I'm not going up no hill. What am I doing? Climbing up a rock? Are you kidding me? No, I would never. Kayaking? Are you kidding me? No. My hair? I think not. We're not doing that. That's just not.
That's also, you're like, yo, boundaries. Nah, that's not my thing. I'm not gonna put myself in that predicament to be uncomfortable. Like, fuck that.
Literally, not at all.
And then you like ruin your reputation that way too. If you just go like, oh yeah, I'll do it just to do it, and then you're on set and it's not going well, then like it could have a negative effect on you.
It'll be even worse if you don't say something about it. Like for real. So I've always like advocated for people to speak up for themselves, and then again, if you're too scared to speak up, then find a way, whether it's a family member, a friend, or something, to speak up for you. Just say, yo, like, I'm actually really nervous sending this email. Can you just do me a favor? This is what I want to say, but just like play my manager, play my assistant, play my whoever, and you tell them what I need. I've done that.
That's a good way. You delegate the harder, uncomfortable, awkward conversation you want to have, right?
Literally anything uncomfortable, I'm telling my manager to do it. Like, please, can you do this for me? Or telling
Katie.
That's the
point of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's their job.
That's their job.
Yeah.
So
but we're lucky, like we have a team that like they'll go to bat for us, they'll 100%. Fight for us. 100%. But like if you don't have reps and you're still, it's okay to ask for these things. You know what I mean? Don't be, if they can't supply you with a bathroom, then you don't want to be on there.
You do not want to be on there, because you don't know what else they're going to come up with when you show up on set that's just going to throw you off. Well, it's actually upstairs, so can we just carry? No. No. We're not doing that. So again, if you don't have reps or you don't have representation, ask a family friend or somebody to just be the voice in the email to say what it is that you're trying to say, if you don't want to come off, or you're fearing that you might come off as, you know, X, Y, and Z problematic actor or whatever.
I did have this situation where, you know, we don't get a lot of auditions, and you know, when something does come around and you actually book something, you're like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I booked one commercial one year, and I think it was the only thing I booked that year. And a few days before we were supposed to shoot, they call and they say, we have to let them go because the place that we chose is not accessible.
Damn.
And like, they were, you know, obviously Katie and them, they were all livid, but I was like, well, what's wrong? And they were like, there's a lot of stairs and the doorways. I'm like, I will make it work. Like, there's certain instances where like, I'm like, A commercial, you don't know how much money you make in a national commercial.
Facts.
And like sometimes you are thinking about the dollars. Like you need to survive,
That's true.
right?
That's just very true.
And I'm like, this is the only job I booked, and you're gonna take it away from me.
Yeah.
And how hard it is just to get to that spot.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will carry. I was like, my friend will carry my ass up those stairs.
Yeah.
And like, like I'm comfortable with certain things. Like I will make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sometimes we have to compromise.
Yeah. Absolutely.
To what we're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because if I could be honest, like if I'm in a film with Michael B. Jordan,
which is your dream. That's one of your dream roles.
Carry me. Do what you gotta do. I do not care. It does not matter. Disability, what, where? Right. What are you talking about? Like, what? No.
I know you've been putting that out into the world, so like, let's get
People
Michael B. Jordan.
People have no clue how much I have been manifesting playing opposite Michael B. Jordan in a rom-com. People think I'm joking. I'm dead ass.
You know what's crazy? Like, it's not crazy. If you talk to a lot of, right? And I hope it happens for you.
It's gonna happen.
Up on the
Yo, you know what? No, like,
I hope I'm not sweating.
I feel that energy. It's gonna happen. That frequency is out into the universe. You feel it. So you feel it. It's gonna happen.
You know, there's because, like, whenever I talk to, whenever I do press or like an interview, they always ask like, "What's the dream role?"
Yeah.
And like, besides like, you know, being a bad guy or like being the boss or being the hero, I always say I want to be the romantic lead. Yeah. Because we don't see that.
We don't.
And like you said, I want to be the object of everyone's affection. You know what I mean? Like he's the successful. I'm not the one doing the chasing. Right. You know, because we don't ever see that. You know what I mean? And yes, I don't mind chasing, like in the movie if it happens, like you want to chase the love, right?
Absolutely.
But you never see that. You always see we're always the side character in the story.
Either the side character or the character that needs to be saved by a non-disabled person in order for us to learn to love ourselves. And through that non-disabled person's love and affection towards us is the reason why now we know how to love our own selves.
Right.
It's always that story. And it's just like, no, like I'm coming in here already lit. So it's like, I don't want to see a story where somebody is saving me to make me feel better about who I am. Instead, come through and be a partner in the same way you would have to show up as a partner in any other romantic scenario.
Yes. And even in the not romantic genre, you don't see the disabled boss. No. You don't see the head of the company
not at all.
Disabled. You know what I mean? So there's so many stories that can be told.
So many stories.
And like I love that that's where you're at, because that's always I think about is how can we show people that we could do certain things? Yeah. You know, and like the film challenge I did, the disability film challenge, my last film, I put myself as a character who gets out of an extreme situation because I want to show people like, oh, they could also do kind of action and thriller. Yeah. You know, so I actually wanted to talk to you about Bob Trevino and like how that came along. Yes. But then like also about what a dream role besides Michael B. Jordan, of course, you know. Yes. So Sex Lies happen.
Sex Lies happens is lit. Do 3 seasons of Sex Lives, and then the writer strike happens. Then the actor strike happens right after that. Bob Trevino Likes It happened right when the actor strike started. We were the first film to get SAG approved to still shoot during the strike, because there was only a certain type of qualifications that you had to have in order for SAG to approve for you to be able to shoot your project while the strike was happening. And we were one of the first to get that approval. So the way that film came across me was our director, Tracy Lehman. She reached out to my team, Katie and them, and wanted me to read the script. And I don't know what my life was given at the time. I don't know what was happening. But for some reason, I was hella busy at the time. And I just could not find the time to read the script. And, you know, Katie was like, hey, they really want you to read the script. They really want you to read the script. And I'm like, girl, I'm just okay, I'm going to read the script. And then one night, it was 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, you know what? I'm chilling watching TV. Let me read the script. Read the script, and by the end of it, I was crying.
Bro.
I was crying.
That movie.
And I immediately texted Katie. And I know not to like text my team like at wee hours of the night, but I wanted to make sure she saw this.
Yeah.
So I was like, Katie, I'm so sorry to hit you up this late. But girl, get me on this project as fast as you can. This film is fantastic. The story is so good. Like, please, if it's not too late, I would love to be a part of this project. And then it was just like that.
And it was an offer, right?
It was an offer.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
man.
it was a direct offer. And then shortly after being called on for that, that's when it was like we started hearing murmurings of a strike happening. And I was like, so am I doing this movie? Am I not? And literally it was like, as soon as the strike got announced, I want to say only a few days later is when we got approved. And a couple days after that, I was on a plane to Louisville.
Nice. You smashed that role.
Oh,
Let me get a little
thank
dab.
you.
I wanted to see more of you.
Oh,
but I'm biased, right? No, the movie is incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
it's on Hulu, by the way, so if you want to stream it.
Get some tissues.
Yes.
It's a happy, sad, like all the feels.
All the feels. Yeah.
And no, congratulations on that. But
Thank
like
you.
seriously, I found like your character, like I could see like a sequel, like, but it's your journey.
That would be so cool.
You know?
I would love that.
But you were saying like on what was that one audition that this is like a more, you actually got to dig into different acting muscle.
Yeah. Like with Give Me Liberty, I was so extra green that like I was just doing the best I could. Like I just was like, okay, let me really try and find my commonalities with this character. Let me figure out like what is she really feeling in these moments. Like I'm yelling at this man, like, okay, cool, I know how to yell at somebody. So then with Sex Lives, it was like, oh, this is fun, like almost effortless at a certain point, because it was just like, okay, I know who this girl is. I was this girl in college. Cool. With Bob, though, there was a lot more like emotional arcs that I had to navigate that I hadn't quite gotten the opportunity to do. And, you know, when you're shooting out a sequence, you know, you're having to remember like, okay, what phase is my character in at this point that we're shooting this scene? And be like, oh, okay, wait, this is when she's like super emotional, or this is her on the way to becoming friends with Lily, or, you know, all these different things. So that was more so what I was having to pay attention to, was just like, what part of the story are we shooting today? What is like, what am I trying to pull from? And then just allowing myself to be more vulnerable on camera, where I'm not just like, you know, being silly, witty, or whatever the case is, but like truly being like emotional and vulnerable. And that was great. That was a great experience. And I was just like, okay, this is cute, because this is going to like really add to my resume in a real way to like show that I do have range.
So do you feel like you started finding a process like to your work, or do you kind of just like take it and like, okay, let me build around what I have to figure out here?
If I could be honest, it's still more that.
Yeah.
You know, because now I've recognized that there's a natural instinct that I have that works for me, that I'm not trying to lose by being overeducated with technique. I know that may sound like really counterintuitive, but
no, it makes a lot of sense.
You know, so I'm like, I don't want to lose that natural edge of like my instinct of knowing how to respond. You know, I was just last night, Lena Waithe was interviewing Vivica Fox, and Vivica was talking about how all acting is reacting. And I've always kind of known that, like from watching like other actors' interviews and stuff. But it really hit me last night, because I really was able to think about it and was like, damn, that's all I've really done as an actor, is just react to what I'm listening to and what I'm hearing, what I'm understanding, and then just putting the words in place.
Yeah.
You know? And so, so that's all it's really been for me, is just like, okay, how would I truly react? How would this character really react to this moment? And just kind of going from there, not getting too hung up on Meisner and all the other people that everybody talks about techniques, you know?
Right. And like, you don't have to, like, it's working for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but there are like, you know, there are like certain things that acting class for me I learned.
Yeah.
Especially for like episodic TV or comedies, like there's rules and laws to like the comedy shows and like multicam, and I think like there's more of a not like how to act, but like what is expected on those type of sets. Yeah. I think that's helpful for like certain actors, you know what I mean? But like,
absolutely. And that's the thing, it's like even when I talk about it, again, I be feeling bad because I know there's a lot of people that like really like hone in. And they really get in there. They get in there deep, all the classes, and they do all the techniques. And I want to grow into that, you know, one day when I actually have the time. It's just the way everything's been set up. It's just like been back to back, all these random projects. And so I want to grow into that, but I do think that there is a certain level of like, even if you're taught anything to an extreme degree or whatever, you still can't mimic instinct. You can't mimic natural ability and talent and gift. And you just got to learn that like some people got that, some people don't. Yeah. And if you've got it, like really lean into it. Like try not to get too caught. Yes, there are rules to the madness. Right. Not taking that away, because I probably would get booked more often if I knew that. But I do rely a lot on my instinct.
And that's also what sets you apart. It's like you're raw and like you're just like, you're not confined to this box of like, where are the rules at? Yeah. And I think that's what makes you pop on screen, right? Yeah. But also like there's so many famous actors that have never taken classes. Russell Crowe, Christian Bale, like
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy said he's only auditioned one time in his life, and that was for SNL when he was 19.
That's wild, man.
Eddie's 60 something. Damn. And he's the GOAT. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Best stand up of all time.
So we went on to like a big
Which
acting.
Which one, Raw or Delirious?
It's hard, but I gotta go with Raw.
Okay, good. That's what I was gonna say.
Like, they're both like here and here, but like Raw, just
Raw is top tier.
That red jumpsuit.
Yeah. Yep. Well, no, red was Delirious. Raw was the blue one. Yes.
Purple one.
Yes, purple.
But I mean, they're both
so good.
They're both so good though.
Raw is top tier.
Yeah. Yes. Hands down. Hands down on that.
So I know we went on like a big acting tangent, and you know we are mental health podcast. We talk about that. Like let's take it to when you like if you struggle, like how do you bring yourself? How do you ground yourself? And like if like because I know like every now in our career as we grow, the pressure. Yeah. You start feeling that a little more.
100%. Right. 100%. You know, man. I will honestly say, and this is the truest thing I could ever say, end of 2023, going into 2024, I had one of the only one that I've had, and I pray the only one, like mental breakdowns I've ever had in my life. It was after injuring myself. I fell in my apartment, and this is when my contracts didn't get renewed. You know, I didn't have managers. Like, I just felt like I was just floating, and all this stuff was like had compiled all at one time. And I was dealing with like the realest level of insomnia. Like, you know, when people talk about insomnia, it's like, oh, it was insomnia last night. No, insomnia is no fucking joke. Yeah. Like that real. Like, I was up for 3 days straight. Ooh. When I tell you my brain didn't know left from its right, I just started noticing like I was having suicidal thoughts because I was like, I just want this to end. I can't take this anymore. And then I had to recognize, but luckily, like, I do like attribute it to my spiritual background. I felt like even in those moments, God had to remind me that was like, this is only temporary. And I just had to remember, like, okay, this ain't, Lord have, then you better stop it quick, please. Because I can't take this anymore. Like, I was losing it, for real. And the only thing that really grounded me, honestly, was one, God, prayer, all of that. Two, was my support system. My family, my friends, like, they came through in a way I would have never expected. Like, when you say friendship, like, they get the gold medals. And then 3 was remembering why I do what I do. Those were the 3 things that kept me being like, I can't let this get the best of me because I have to get back to talking about the community. I have to get back to making content. I have to get back to acting. Like, I have to get back to it. Like, I cannot break. Like, that was my only thing, and I was teetering real hard. And I was just like, I cannot break. And that was what finally, like, got me through. And I was dealing with anxiety at a whole other level. I didn't even know, like, that's what anxiety, like, true anxiety meant. It's like, you're scrolling on social media and everybody's talking about neurospicy brains and, like, anxiety and depression and da-da-da-da. But they're just, like, have been coined as, like, these loose words that you just throw around for a feeling. But people really don't know what that really feels like. So when you actually go through it and really feel it, you like, oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't know what anxiety was until like my late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that anxiety is something I had been dealing with for all my life.
No.
I just thought that I was not right.
Yeah. I just thought, like, I was just like an overthinker. But it was like, oh, when you're overthinking to the point where you're 10 years in your brain thinking about something 10 years from now, trying to make a decision now for something 10 years, what are you doing? Now you're stressed. Now you're panicked.
Welcome to my life.
You can't breathe.
Every day.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Every day.
You can't breathe.
Yeah.
What's happening? What is going on? Like, that shit was so real. And then when you realize, like, OCD is attached to anxiety, did not know that. I thought OCD was just flicking the lights on and off.
I mean,
10 times.
My anxiety promotes my ADHD.
Like, it manifests in
Really?
different ways, right?
My anxiety manifests in different ways, and then my anxiety manifests from there's times where it's physical, and then there's times where it's completely mental. Like, there's times where my head is fine, but my whole body won't stop shaking. And it's all, like, because then I'm triggered, my nervous system is reacting to one of the triggers. And usually when that happens, it's a subconscious thing that I can't remember what exactly the trigger is, but I'll feel it somewhere.
Wow. Okay, can I ask you, like, an honest question? Because I can get a little woo-woo when it comes to this stuff, just like a little bit. Have you ever thought, or what are your feelings around, because I talked about this on my YouTube channel. It was a very interesting Discord in the comments, so I was really glad that I opened up the conversation. But, like, what do you feel, or how do you feel about, like, things like hypnotherapies and, like,
Done them all. Hypnotherapy, past life regressions.
all of that stuff? It don't work for
No, it does.
Oh, okay.
It 100% does.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Are you talking about hypnotherapy or something?
Or just like hypnotherapy, or like like doing like the ayahuasca trips and like
I've done, yeah.
all of that, like does it actually remove it out of your body to give it a sense of calm? Or like there's this where I've seen people, like, they'll get like if they've had like a physical trauma to the body or whatever, like you just like rub it out some kind of like wild spiritual kind of way, and then it like leaves your body.
How many times we had somebody tell us that I had somebody tell me they could rub my disease out of me, and like pray, over me and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
How many times?
We'll talk about prayer.
Yeah, I know.
Because I just posted a video about that. But for you, since you said you feel it and it's something subconscious, like I wonder, like, has those kind of therapies helped unlock your subconscious and get it out of you?
It has, but it has helped. I've done EMR therapy. I've done ayahuasca ceremonies, mushroom ceremonies, hypnosis, things like that. It hasn't left, right? Because sometimes when it gets so deep into your nervous system, it's not something that's going to go away. However, I'm able to identify it. So once I'm able to identify it, I'm able to stop, look at the facts. This is this, and then I have different tools from different breath work, different types of meditation, different types of like EMR teaches you tapping, right?
Yes,
so when that comes
up, I do tapping.
So that tapping helps. So then it's not consuming me. Where then it's like, all right, cool, let it run. And so I would used to have anxiety attacks that would last for days on end. Now it's like, okay, I understand why I do the tapping, sit for a little bit, shut off the lights, no overstimulation, and within 30 minutes, I'm cool. So are there people that have had it completely go away?
Yeah.
I've heard stories of that. That has not been my experience,
Okay.
but in my experience, I have felt, as long as now I can identify where it's coming from, and that subconscious thought is now to the forefront. Because I've had some hypnosis sessions where things have come up where it's like, oh, that's why I feel like that. And I wasn't putting two and two together. I thought it was this, or I thought it was this childhood memory or this traumatic experience. Because everyone thinks it's like a deep traumatic experience.
Yeah.
It's not always that. It could be something very, very quick. Like we had somebody on, Nikki Howard, who talked about, when she was a kid, her mom said, "Oh, you're such a good kid. Thank you for thank you for not having to make me worry about you." So now she thought that she could, even though she got a compliment as a child, though, she took it and interpreted it as, "Oh, well, in order for my mom to be okay, I have to be good all the time. I can't complain about everything," and then kept so much inside. So like it's not necessarily it's this massive moment. It's this little thing that you might not even remember.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's deep.
Yeah,
that tracks though. That makes sense, because even when I was like doing EMT therapy, I think is the letters for it.
EDMR.
The EDMR is the light.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I did that, but there's this CBT therapy.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yes. Yes. I did CBT therapy during that time, because I was like, girl, do something with my brain, please, please. And that was some of the things that I recognized was like, oh, some of the things that I'm being triggered by really isn't like some deep childhood wounded type shit. It was just like, like the heartbreak of whatever dude I was dealing with in my past, and being like, oh, I thought I was actually over it, but actually that really f***ed me up more than I thought it did,
But it might not have even been that. It might have been connected to something else that is then layered on top of now.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. And that's the thing about it, is just like when you're really trying to figure out all of those different things of navigating your mental health and like being in entertainment, especially if you're on social media as heavy as I am, it's a really weird place. Yeah. It's a really weird place. And then the gag is like everybody be like, oh, social media is so bad and all this stuff, which it is, but it's also like, you could turn off your phone and it not exist. You could delete the app. Yeah. And it does not exist. So like we have to just like be mindful and start like almost normalizing like those certain practices of like, okay, if social media is becoming too much, delete it.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Like we have to start learning how to take breaks.
I forgot who it was. Some celebrity said, I have social media, but all I do is to promote my stuff and then I delete it right away.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the kind of the route that I'm going to go to. Because I remember one time I deleted it for a weekend and I felt so light.
Yes.
And I could breathe, and if my phone wasn't, There
is a beauty to it, though. Yeah. Like, so I've curated my social media to see things that I want to see that make me feel good. Yeah. So my algorithm now, it's poetry, it's meditation that comes up, it's inspirational stories, it's people that I really appreciate their content. Yeah. So now, like, if I am spending some time scrolling, well, I'm getting things that fill me up. Yeah. And then, like, there is beautiful things like, like, I've learned about artists and talents that I would have never came across.
Love that.
Like there's ways you can connect with people that you never could. I have family that I never get to see some of my nieces and nephews grow up, but I get to follow some of the things that they're doing. So I think it's all about the curation of it. I think people just get so lost in the negativity of it. Like there is a very beautiful positive side of it. Yeah. If it's used that way.
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's the part that people lose in that is like they don't find a way to curate the content that they're consuming. And it gets a really weird, dangerous place if you don't, because you will start comparing, and
it's a rabbit hole.
And then if you got anxiety,
right.
It don't do nothing good for you. I tell you that.
So after your mental break, you came back and you got, you figured out. Well, like, did you figure out how to avoid that now?
Ooh, that's a wonderful question. Don't injure myself. No, I'm kidding.
Is that because you got hurt? Is that what set it off initially?
You know what? Yes, because I went to the hospital. It was the first time I had ever did a hospital stay. Because see, for me, my condition, whatever it actually is neuromuscular. So I'm not really going to the hospital to get procedures done or anything like that, because they ain't got no rhyme or reason of why the whatever's happening to me is happening to me, right? So this is my first time in the hospital for real. I'm having a not so good experience at the hospital with this one particular social worker lady, insurance woman.
Oh yeah.
With your insurance. So that was annoying, but as far as what I learned is I learned that I have an extreme fear of an early death because of my disability. And so I thought that I was going to die, and I was terrified. And that trigger of like, oh, this is okay, you on your way out. I was like, no. I was like, I have so much more to do and all this other stuff. And so I just had to recognize, like, okay, I recognize that a lot of my hustle comes from the feeling of do it while you can. Because my particular diagnosis, is now atypical ALS, which basically is like there's something in you that shows ALS, but we don't really know what's going on. So this is all we can give you, so you can get what you need through insurance. That's basically what's happening right now. Now I'm going through. That's why I asked about like more holistic treatments, because I am working with a holistic practitioner on some other stuff, but that's a whole other stuff for another day. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the time when I was 14 hearing this, and then going online and learning that the life expectancy is 5 to 7 years after diagnosis, I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? No, 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 no. I can't be dead by 21 at the latest. Are you crazy? So, oh wait, we can't say crazy. Are you wild? So I'm like, no, that's not. No, we not doing that over here. Like that was literally my attitude at 14. So, but I think I've held on to that feeling of like almost like you're not supposed to be here. So since you're here, do all the fuck you can.
Okay.
And that's been the driver and the motivation, but that's also a source of the anxiety, because I'm trying to think about, well, what can I do now to make sure that I accomplish what I need to accomplish in 10 years, you know, because just in case, or what if. And that's when all of that really boiled over, was during that time, because the injury was a first threat that I actually felt to whether or not I was going to live. Mind you, the injury wasn't even.
Yeah.
It wasn't even.
It was just like
much
that.
Of anything.
That little matchstick that was holding everything together, it just cracked.
Literally.
And you're like,
literally that.
And then maybe the insomnia is because you didn't want to go to sleep and like maybe you die in your sleep.
Yes. That was it. Like I'd have to find it, but I have videos of me where I was recording myself and literally my entire body was shaking. My body was shaking so bad one night. My mom literally had to put her entire body weight on top of me and cry out to God.
Damn.
It was that bad. And this is honestly the first time I ever like really spoken out loud about it, because it still can get me like emotional, and I'm just like, okay, until I cannot get like super emotional about it, I don't want to talk about it. But like that's how
it helps heal you a little bit. Like for me, after my accident, every time I would talk about the mountain bike, because I remember everything. I remember jumping off the hill, like the helicopter, and I had so much PTSD. I couldn't see a mountain bike. And like talking about it every time and tears, but the more I talked about it, then I could talk about it more in a positive light, like I survived that, you know.
And
it's
that's
very cathartic.
And that's the part that I had to like recognize, was like, okay, Lauren, you don't have to rush this life. You know, life is already hard enough every day. Long enough every day. Just do what you can every day, because at the end of the day, I mean, I've had friends, family members that have passed obviously before me, you know, and I'm like, well, who's to say that this is the way that it's going to happen? You don't know how it's going to happen. So nobody knows.
Right.
So don't worry about it. Don't let it be a concern. Like, that's how I have to talk myself off the ledge sometimes. It's like, don't be concerned about it. Don't worry about it. Just do what you got to do. And then just like, keep it pushing.
You're straight up living in the moment.
Have to.
Right?
Have to. That's the only way. They was like, be present. Because the moment I feel myself being like, oh, but what am I going to do about this? And then this is going to happen. And then, oh my God, I didn't do that. Oh my God, I still have to do my dishes. Once that, then I have to be like, breathe.
Right.
Breathe. Sit your ass down.
When you have to tell yourself to shut the up, that's when you know, like, okay, I gotta relax, dude. Yeah,
I've done too much. I've gone too far.
That's funny.
Well, yo, I think we're wrapped on time, or
we're about an hour and a half in.
Oh, okay. I mean, that flew by.
Yes, it did. Oh my God, this was so good.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much.
Yes.
You know,
I'm like, now that I think about it, I was like, you guys have so many other questions.
No,
okay.
That's the best part about it. Like, we want to, we have talking points and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we want to get to know you and hopefully share stuff that you shared something you said you don't talk about a lot about. And I think that for us makes us feel good because it feels like you're in a comfortable space.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's what we want to build here and create people to talk about the things that might be bugging them. And I think in general, like be honest and about how you're feeling.
Yes. Yes.
Creating that atmosphere.
Hey man, like, don't overthink this life. Don't let like too much get in your way. Don't make it harder than it has to be. And this is me talking to myself. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Find those moments of joy. Find those moments of rest and figure it all out as each day comes. Follow your real purpose and your gifts. A lot of times people believe like your purpose is something that has to affect the world or the masses. Your purpose could simply be affecting your community right where you're at, your family, your friends, whoever. Don't feel pressure to do more than you have to. Just really lean in your gifts and just be of service to others in a way that comes effortless to you. You guys have done a great job. This was a lot of fun. I had so much fun chopping it up with y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I had a blast. I love talking, as you can tell. So,
no, we appreciate it. It was great. You were hysterical and awesome and just everything. There's so much people can get from you.
Is there anything, if you want to plug your socials or if you want to, please, and then anything you have coming up?
Okay, which camera is mine? Is this one?
That's the wide.
That's the wide. This one? Okay. So, follow me subscribe to my YouTube channel at It's Lolo Spencer. Okay. Follow me on Instagram at It's Lolo Love, ITSLOLOLOVE. Buy my book, Access Your Drive and Enjoy the Ride, all about the mindset of going after your dreams, whether you're disabled or not. Okay. If you got a dream, go ahead, go after it. Buy my book though. Okay. It is on Amazon. Okay. And watch Bob Trevino Likes It. Available on Hulu right now. Stream that. Get those numbers up, okay? Because we are entering award season, so we need y'all support. And then I think that's it.
I have a good feeling about that one.
I hope so. I at least film independent.
The whole opening 5 minutes of that movie. Yeah. You're like, oh wow, this is different. This is a little different.
Yeah, it's such a good film.
It's really good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure. Can we get a little?
Yes.
Let's. We're connected.
Group, yes.
Yeah. This is something new we've been doing here, right?
Yes.
Love it.
But thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Chaos with actress, content creator, author, Lolo Spencer.
Yes.
I'm Mikey Tableman alongside
Danny J. Gomez.
Catch you next time. Peace.